You are welcome. Thank you. Minister.
Fellow Liberians, following the directive of His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., and pursuant to the mandate of the Ministry of Justice, a joint national security investigative task force was constituted comprising the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency, the Liberian National Police, the National Security Agency, and other relevant security agencies, including the Executive Protection Service, the Financial Intelligence Agency, the Liberian Immigration Service, the Customs Authorities, Airport Security, the Ministry of Justice, to conduct a comprehensive criminal investigation into the seizure of approximately 237.6 kilograms of cocaine intercepted at the Global Logistic Services warehouse at the Ramos International Airport on June 8, 2026. We must state for the record that Global Logistic Services is the entity which has a concession with the Liberian Airport Authority for the cargo handling services at the airport. Since its activation, the task force has commenced an intensive, evidence-driven investigation aimed at establishing the complete chain of criminal responsibility associated with this shipment. Investigators have conducted formal interviews, secured documentary electronic evidence, identified additional investigative leads, and initiated actions aimed at locating and apprehending suspects believed to be connected to the importation, concealment, transportation, and attempted exportation of the narcotics. Today, I provide this update to the Liberian people in the interest of transparency, accountability, and public confidence, while safeguarding the integrity of an active criminal investigation. The Joint Investigative Task Force commenced operations and interviews conducted thus far have generated significant evidentiary leads and have revealed a complex network of individuals connected to the movement, handling, processing, screening, storage, and attempted shipment of the cargo that was ultimately discovered to contain cocaine. The task force is receiving operational, technical, intelligence, and regulatory support from relevant government institutions and international law enforcement partners. These collaborative efforts remain critical to ensuring a comprehensive investigation and the successful identification of all persons and entities connected to this matter. Evidence obtained to date indicates that the shipment passed through multiple stages of the cargo handling chain. Investigators are examining not only the events surrounding the June 8 seizure, but also whether previous shipments associated with the same actors may form part of a broader criminal enterprise operating within and beyond Liberia's borders. As part of the ongoing investigation, and based upon evidence gathered to date, including witnesses' testaments, cargo documentation, operational records, and preliminary investigative findings, the Joint Investigative Task Force has designated the following individuals as persons of interest. 1. Philip Yu, who is the security manager for the Global Logistics Services at the Ramos International Airport. 2. Festus S. Musa, who is a cargo handler for Global Logistics Services. 3. Ruth Bapewia, who is a RIA scanner agent. 4. Aji Yanfo, He's a cargo handler for express handling services. Arthur B. Abdullah is the Chief Executive Officer for Express Handling Services. Jerry E. Zion, she's a RIA scanner agent. Mohammed Boakai, he's the Security Director for the Roberts International Airport. Paul J. King, he's the CEO for Global Logistics Services. He is currently alive. Oscar Brown, he is the Chief of Intelligence for the RIA Security. He also is currently alive. Emmanuel T. Zion, he's a transporter for Express Handling Services. He is also currently alive. The Government of Liberia wishes to make it unequivocally clear that the designation of an individual as a person of interest does not constitute a determination of guilt. Rather, it signifies that investigators have identified information and evidence requiring further examination. Every individual remains entitled to the constitutional protections guaranteed under the laws of the Republic of Liberia in accordance with due process. At the same time, let there be no misunderstanding. No individual will be exempt from scrutiny because of position, influence, occupation, political affiliation, social standing, or economic status. Every lead will be pursued. Every relevant witness will be interviewed. Every financial and communication trade will be examined. Every pricing connected to this operation will be investigated wherever the evidence leads. For this reason, strict investigative safeguards have been implemented. Documentary records, cargo manifests, airway bills, surveillance footage, electronic communications, financial records, screening logs, access control records, and other relevant materials have been secured and placed under evidentiary control to prevent loss, destruction, alteration, contamination, or unauthorized disclosure. Instructions have been issued to all relevant institutions, agencies, companies, and individuals to preserve any record, electronic data, devices, communications, documents, or materials that may have evidentiary value to the investigation. Any attempt to conceal, destroy, tamper with, fabricate, remove, or interfere with evidence will be treated as a serious criminal offense and prosecuted accordingly. The task force has also established protocols governing witness interviews, evidence handling, forensic examinations, intelligence sharing, and interagency coordination to ensure that all investigative activities meet the highest legal and professional standards required for successful prosecution before the courts of Liberia. The government is equally committed to protecting witnesses and preserving the integrity of testimonies. Individuals possessing relevant information are encouraged to cooperate fully with investigators. Measures are being put in place to ensure that witnesses can provide information without fear or intimidation, retaliation, or interference, and the public informed accordingly. Accordingly, our objective extends beyond arrests and prosecutions and shipment of narcotics. It is focused on identifying and dismantling any criminal network that may have facilitated, financed, protected, transported, concealed, exported, or attempted to export these illicit substances through the territory of the Republic of Liberia, and permanently destroy any criminal organization connected to this operation. The Ministry of Justice recognizes that successful prosecution of a case of this magnitude depends not merely on identifying persons of interest for suspects, but on preserving the integrity of the evidence upon which future prosecutions will be based. To those currently alive, The government's message is clear. Surrender yourselves to the authorities. National and international efforts are on the way to locate and apprehend all persons of interest connected to this matter. Those who attempt to evade justice will find that time does not diminish the reach of the law. The government of Liberia remains committed to transparency consistent with the requirements of due process of law and the protection of ongoing investigative activities. As significant developments occur, the public will be informed accordingly. Thank you.